and 735-2317. SIU Medicine, forward for you.
DeWittDailyNews.com is the area's leading local news source 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. Get the latest local news, obituaries, police splatter, weather forecast, and more with no paywall. Head to DeWittDailyNews.com to get the local information you need to know.
From the Heart Media Group newsroom and DeWittDailyNews.com, I'm Ben Hubbard with this expanded morning newscast. Good morning, and thanks for being with us. I'm your host today, Ben Hubbard. You're listening to the WHOW Morning Show. On top of the recent launch of the Block by Block program in Clinton, the city is offering another way to aid in keeping your property beautiful. At the Tuesday night Clinton City Council meeting, City Administrator Tony Harris shared a project called the TIF District 4 Residential Exterior Improvement Program. This will provide one-time grants to residential property owners within the downtown TIF district, and Harris believes it is just the start as they hope to implement this program with the upcoming TIF District 5.
Also, you will be voting on approving and adopting the fiscal year 27 Residential Exterior Improvement Program for TIF 4. This is exciting. This is just a start. We're starting this with TIF 4. TIF 4 is the downtown TIF district. Mainly the facade grants is what we pay out of that. But this residential exterior improvement is sort of like facades, but it's for residential improvement. In that area, it runs south from the square on South Center, only on the east side of the road, but also Monroe, from I believe it's Adams down to Van Buren on the west side of the road. So very limited houses in there. Again, this is kind of a pilot program that started, and we're going to hopefully the new TIF, TIF 5, we're going to incorporate that into the new TIF.
Harris feels that this program goes hand in hand with the Block by Block program that has recently been rolled out in Clinton. Some items that would be eligible for reimbursement include things like siding and window repairs, landscaping, or driveway repairs.
That's exciting. Part of what Helen and I have been working on is the Block by Block. This is going to go in hand with that. But that program is basically, like I said, to fix up the exterior of homes and some items here. And this is all in your packet. Window repair, replacement, exterior siding repair, replacement, painting of homes, garages, sheds on properties, repair, additions of porches, steps, ramps, and other similar ADA compliant amenities, roof or fence repair, replacement, demolition of garages, sheds, or other significant deteriorated structures, landscaping, planting of trees, dead tree removal, water sewer line repair, replacement, driveway repair, replacement of existing paving, site work only. So that's just to name a few. Again, this is in the TIF 4, which is just limited housing, but hopefully we're going to incorporate this into the new TIF 5, which would be a significant amount of residential homes.
The city currently has around $50,000 budgeted for the program, which Harris expects will cover a grant for 10 different homes. He noted that reimbursement covers 75% of approved costs up to $5,000.
So we will be voting on that to approve that, and we want to start that immediately. I believe we have about $50,000 in the budget now, and that pays 75% of the approved up to $5,000. So we believe we have $50,000 in the budget, so that would pay for about 10 homes, $5,000. We're excited about that.
Also at the meeting, Mayor Helen Michelossi highlighted that a handful of people have stepped up to replace the seat of the late Tom Edmonds on the city council. Anyone still interested in that must reach out to City Clerk Cameron Wilford by the end of the business day today.
I want to comment or make folks aware that probably Thursday, Friday of this week, I will be reaching out to the individuals who have contacted our city clerk as having interest in filling the seat left by Commissioner Edmonds. So we've had some folks reach out and express interest. So I'll be reaching out to them so we can chat, and then we will take that to council probably to discuss, I'm assuming at the next meeting on August 4th. So I do appreciate all those who have and those who may still, between now and close of business tomorrow, express interest in serving out the rest of Tom's term.
For those who would like to take advantage of the exterior improvement program, Harris urges you to read the application form carefully and adhere to each of the specific requirements of the program. He adds that city staff is available to answer questions at 217-935-9438. Heartland Bank has announced that ground will be broken on its new full-service branch facility behind the current Clinton Square location on August 21st, 2026, with expectations of the branch opening in the summer of 2027. To safely accommodate construction, the existing drive-up lanes will permanently close on August 21st, 2026, and will be demolished. The branch lobby will remain open and will not be impacted during construction. During construction, customers may continue to use the ATM and night deposit at this location, as well as digital banking options such as online and mobile banking. For safe deposit box customers, the new branch will include safe deposit box services. Closer to opening, current safe deposit box holders will be contacted separately by phone, and a Heartland Bank team member will provide details regarding safe deposit box options, timing, and next steps. Leadership says the new branch will provide a more modern, efficient, and more comfortable banking experience, including drive-up services. They express their gratitude for the patience and understanding of the community during the construction process, and they look forward to welcoming the community to the completed branch. The University of Illinois Extension is constantly hosting a variety of webinars to provide up-to-date information to local people who need it. On the WHOW Morning Show Tuesday, Terry Casey, Director of the University of Illinois Extension in Logan, Menard, and Sangamon counties, told the Heart Media Group that they will be hosting a webinar on Wednesday, today, from noon to 1 p.m., all about GLP-1s like Ozempic and their side effects.
Yeah, we do have what a lot of folks are interested and have questions about GLP-1s, also known by the brand name Ozempic. It's a weight loss medication that's become extremely popular, and a lot of folks are curious about it, wanting to know, is this potentially something I want to talk to my doctor about? So this webinar is just going to give a brush up on things, let people kind of know an overview, some of the latest information and research, and that's on July 22nd, and it's from noon until 1 p.m., and it's online, so you can just tune in from anywhere, and it's 100% free. And at the seminar, you're going to learn about any potential side effects that are known at this time, questions about long-term use, because we know it's pretty new, so folks are, curious about what are the long-term implications, how the drug affects the body during and after treatment, and then also things about access, affordability, and then just people's different perspectives on weight and health. So a nice overview for folks who they're hearing about it, but they don't know a lot about it. They can learn a little more.
Lawn care is top of mind for homeowners this time of year, and the extension is providing an opportunity to hear from experts on making your lawn beautiful and keeping it that way without the hassle. This webinar takes place on July 28th from 1:30 to 2:30 p.m. Miller indicates that those with an interest in local ecosystems should take note of the grass identification webinar series. These sessions are from 1 to 3 p.m. and take place on July 28th, 29th, and 30th, and will cover the native grasses that can be found in local biomes. Miller recommends registering for any of their webinars that you're interested in, even if you can't attend, to be sent the useful resources that go with it. Visit extension.illinois.edu/LMS to learn more. Get news anytime at DeWittDailyNews.com.
Here's Hart Media Group owner Matt Hart talking about being in front of our audience on multiple platforms.
This what we call the second screen, right? It's the phone, because now we don't watch television one screen at a time. We're constantly watching two screens. You might be watching the University of Illinois football game on Saturday on your big screen, but you got your phone there. And when a commercial comes on or a timeout comes on, you're watching that second screen. And we want to make sure that we're positioned to be on the second screen, whether it's social media, we want to be there.
Hart purchased the Miller Media Group in Clinton in August of 2025.
It's the quiet moments you count on. A call that connects instantly, a show that never buffers, a home that just works. That's the difference with Connexus Fiber Internet. We built a buried fiber network designed for consistency, earning us the title of top-rated fiber internet provider in Illinois. With plans starting as low as $25 a month and 3-year price lock options, it's reliability you can feel without the unpredictability. Because with Connexus, connection means everything. Experience better at Connexus.com. Nothing connects us like Connexus.
WHOW is Central Illinois' ag station, and that includes providing farmers information on how the commodity markets close each day and week. I'm Todd Gleason from Illinois Public Media, University of Illinois Extension, inviting you to hear the daily closing market report weekday afternoons at 5:06, and on Saturdays, tune in for Commodity Week with a review of the week's markets at 8:30 in the morning, all on WHOW AM, FM, and streamed online.
DeWitt County's #1 source for local news is on the air and online 24 hours a day. The latest local news stories are heard every hour on Central Illinois' news station, the Big 1520 AM and 92.3 FM WHOW. Stream live at DeWittDailyNews.com. They're also heard every hour on the station that's your easy choice, 95.9 FM WEZC. And to read the latest local news on your electronic device, including tablets, iPhones, and smartphones, go to DeWittDailyNews.com. DeWitt County's #1 source for local news is on the air, online 24 hours a day.
From the Hart Media Group Sports Desk, IL Sports Wire, and DeWittDailyNews.com, I'm Ben Hubbard with this local sports report. Kumar Rocker pitched one-hit ball over 6 innings for his first win in his last 10 games. Brandon Nimmo homered among his 4 hits, and the Texas Rangers routed the Chicago White Sox 10-0 on Tuesday night.
One day after receiving quite the spanking at the hands of the White Sox, the Texas Rangers returned the favor, with Noah Schultz struggling to get outs. The Rangers collected 11 hits off the rookie southpaw en route to a 10-run victory.
And he hits a fly ball deep toward the corner in left, back on it, Antonacci, and it's gone. The 2-2 pitch hit a ton in the air to left, and that one will get on out of here for Wyatt Langford, and they are pouring it on.
The series is evened up at 1 apiece with the rubber game set for Wednesday night at Globe Life Field. I'm Jeff Meller, and I'll have your pregame coverage starting at 6:30 on the ESPN 1000 Hard Rock Casino White Sox Network.
The Sox will dust themselves off and get back to action tonight against the Houston Astros. Pre-game starts at 6 p.m. on WHOW. Pete Crow Armstrong reached 5 times on 2 hits and 3 walks, helping the Chicago Cubs beat Framber Valdez and the Detroit Tigers 11-2 on Tuesday night. Crow Armstrong, Seiya Suzuki, and Carson Kelly each drove in 2 runs, and Michael Conforto connected for a 2-run homer. Dansby Swanson had 2 hits and scored 3 times. Chicago collected 11 hits while improving to 23-10 in its last 33 games, bouncing back nicely after losing 8-6 in 10 innings in the series opener on Monday night. Dylan Dingler hit a 2-run homer in the 9th inning for Detroit, which had won 3 of 4. The All-Star catcher went deep twice on Monday night. Valdez is 5-7 and recorded just 2 outs in his first start since July 9th. Crow Armstrong tripled and scored on Kelly's 2-run single in Chicago's 6-run first. Crow Armstrong also forced home a run with a bases-loaded walk before Valdez was replaced by Ty Madden. It was more than enough for David Peterson, who was 5-7 and pitched 6 2/3 innings of 3-hit ball for Chicago. The left-hander struck out 4 and walked 1. Peterson was acquired in a June 25th trade with the New York Mets. The lefty surrendered 10 runs in his second start with the Cubs, but he has allowed 3 runs in 17 1/3 innings over his last 3 starts with his new team. Crow Armstrong added an RBI single in the 3rd, and Conforto hit his 9th homer in the 5th against Brennan Hanafy. It was Conforto's 4th pinch hit homer of the year. Madden provided a boost for Detroit's weary bullpen by pitching 3 1/3 innings of 1-run ball. Infielder Zach McKinstry and catcher Jake Rogers each got 3 outs for the Tigers. Kiter Montero is 6-5 with a 3.22 ERA and starts for Detroit in the series finale on Wednesday night. And fellow right-hander Colin Rea, who is 7-6 with a 4.74 ERA, pitches for Chicago. Walbert Urania pitched 6 innings of 1-run ball. Jorge Soler and Joe Adell each drove in 2 runs in a 5-run first inning, and the Los Angeles Angels extended their winning streak to 3 games with a 5-1 victory over the St. Louis Cardinals on Tuesday night. The Angels banged out 5 of their 10 hits in the first inning. Soler hit a 2-run double, and Adell added a 2-run homer for the Angels, who have their longest winning streak since a 4-game run from June 9th to June 13th. Urania is 6-7 and allowed up 6 hits, struck out 5 and walked 1 while lowering his ERA to 2.78 for the season and 2.49 in the last 14 starts since May 1st. Making his first start since the All-Star break, the rookie right-hander threw 16 pitches of 100 miles per hour or more, including hitting a season-high 101.5 mile per hour sinker to Jordan Walker in the first. He had thrown 16 pitches of 100 miles per hour more in total in 81 1/3 innings in his first 17 games. St. Louis, which has lost 10 of its last 14 games, scored its only run on J.J. Weatherholt's RBI Fielder's Choice grounder in the 5th. Angels reliever Mitch Ferris struck out 2 in 1 1/3 innings. Chase Silseth got the final 2 outs in the 8th, and Ryan Zefferjan struck out 3 of 5 batters in a scoreless 9th. Angels leadoff man Zach Neto opened the bottom of the first with a single and was thrown out trying to take third on Mike Trout's single to left. Nolan Shanuel walked, and Soler hit a 2-run double to left. Vaughn Grissom's RBI single pushed the lead to 3-0, and Adell hit his 15th homer, a 2-run shot to make it 5-0. St. Louis starter Matthew Liberatore is 5-7 and recovered from the rocky first and held the Angels to 4 hits over the next 4 1/3 innings. Cardinals right-hander Hunter Dobbins is 1-1 with a 4.03 ERA and will oppose Angels lefty Reed Detmers, who is 3-6 with a 4.16 ERA on Wednesday. In scores from around the MLB yesterday, the Los Angeles Dodgers beat the Philadelphia Phillies 2-1. while the Cleveland Guardians took down the Minnesota Twins 5-2. The Tampa Bay Rays routed the Toronto Blue Jays 12-2, while the San Diego Padres beat the Atlanta Braves 8-3. The New York Mets shut out the Milwaukee Brewers 4-0, while the Kansas City Royals took down the San Francisco Giants 3-2. The Houston Astros beat the Miami Marlins 5-3, and the Colorado Rockies beat the Washington Nationals 8-7. The Arizona Diamondbacks took down the Athletics 6-5 in 10 innings, while the Cincinnati Reds beat the Seattle Mariners 4-2. Get highlights of your local high school program by finding IL SportsWire on your preferred social media platforms, and get local sports anytime at DeWittDailyNews.com.
Hey, it's Shane from Highway 51 Exchange, your mower and equipment service pros just south of Clinton. Click our banner ad on DeWittDailyNews.com or give us a call to schedule your free pickup and delivery today. Highway 51 Exchange.
Spring brings brighter days and more time to enjoy them. Your home should too. At Hickory Point Garden Homes in Forsyth, enjoy one-story living and walking paths right outside your door. Spend less time on upkeep and more time enjoying spring. To learn more, click RIHAM at DeWittDailyNews.com. Spring just has a way of putting a little more energy into everything. Brighter days, warmer air, and more reasons to get out and enjoy it. Your home should keep up with that. At Hickory Point Garden Homes, you'll have your own one-story duplex with bright open spaces, a private patio, and neighborhood walking paths just outside your door for that perfect stroll in the spring sunshine. You can spend less time managing your home and more time enjoying the warm spring days ahead. See what that feels like at Hickory Point Garden Homes in Forsyth, Illinois, and step into comfortable living for 55 and better.
It's never too early to start thinking about back-to-school preparations. Part of getting your kids ready for the new school year means making sure they're healthy. SIU Center for Family Medicine is here to help with back-to-school and sports physicals. Healthy kids learn better and play harder. Call 217-735-2317 today to schedule your appointment. That's 217-735-2317. SIU Medicine. Forward for you.
SRN News, I'm Rich Thomason in Washington. The U.S. has carried out an 11th night of military strikes on Iran as President Trump threatens to attack another Iranian nuclear site, the site called Pickaxe Mountain. The president is preparing to attend a dignified transfer ceremony for 4 American service members recently killed in the Mideast. He'll do so later today, joining family members of the deceased troops at Dover Air Force Base in Delaware. House Speaker Mike Johnson says he's been traveling around the country in the past few weeks, says he's heard a lot of concern among Americans about the rise of so-called democratic socialism. The GOP-led House has passed a temporary government funding bill 2 months early. It's aimed at averting a possible election season government shutdown. Watching Wall Street ahead of this morning's opening bell, Dow futures down 112 points. More details at srnnews.com.
Are you carrying more than $10,000 in credit card debt? Do you feel like you're running on a financial treadmill, making payment after payment, month after month, yet never getting ahead? If you're tired of watching your hard-earned money disappear into interest charges, there may be options available to help you take back control of your finances. At Total Financial Freedom, they'll show you what qualified consumers may be able to save through programs designed to help them resolve debt faster than making minimum payments alone. The consultation is free, confidential, and comes with absolutely no obligation. Why spend years, sometimes decades, paying thousands in interest when there may be a better path forward? Total Financial Freedom is a Christian-owned company that has helped thousands of Americans pursue financial freedom for nearly 20 years and is proudly A+ rated and accredited by the Better Business Bureau. Call now and ask how you can receive a complimentary copy of The Debt Dietitian. Stop running in place. Start moving toward financial freedom at 866-744-7344. 866-744-7344.
From the Heart Media Group newsroom and DeWittDailyNews.com, I'm Ben Hubbard with this local news update. Heartland Bank has announced that ground will be broken on its new full-service branch facility behind the current Clinton Square location on August 21st, 2026, with expectations of the branch opening in the summer of 2027. To safely accommodate construction, the existing drive-up lanes will permanently close on August 21st, 2026, and will be demolished. The branch lobby will remain open and will not be impacted during construction. During construction, customers may continue to use the ATM and night deposit at this location, as well as digital banking options such as online and mobile banking. For safe deposit box customers, the new branch will include safe deposit box services. Closer to opening, current safe deposit box holders will be contacted separately by phone, and a Heartland Bank team member will provide details regarding safe deposit box options, timing, and next steps. Leadership says the new branch will provide a more modern, efficient, and comfortable banking experience, including drive-up services. They expressed their gratitude for the patience and understanding of the community during the construction process, and they look forward to welcoming the community to the completed branch. State Senator Doris Turner is announcing that applications are now being accepted for Illinois Workforce Pell, a new program aimed at expanding access to short-term job training options across the state. The program builds upon the federal Pell Grant by allowing eligible students to use grant funding for short-term workforce training programs that are tied to high-demand careers. Senator Turner says expanding access to workforce training will help more students gain valuable skills for jobs that are in demand throughout Illinois. Turner, a strong supporter of career and technical education, says the program will continue helping to build a talented workforce for the future. Under the new initiative, students will have greater access to affordable training programs that lead to recognized credentials and careers in high-skill, high-wage, and in-demand occupations. Get news anytime at DeWittDailyNews.com.
This is staff meteorologist Jennifer Wojcicki with your regional radio forecast. Sunshine mixed with clouds at times today, with daytime highs approaching 76. Winds out of the north, 8 to 15 miles per hour. Lows dip down to about 55. Tonight, mainly clear skies. Daytime highs approaching 78. Tomorrow, ample sunshine expected. Hear weather twice an hour or online anytime at DeWittDailyNews.com. Right now, 65.
It's Fair Week at the Farmer City DeWitt County Fair with fun for the whole family. Enjoy carnival rides, vendors, classic games, and traditional fair food. Plus, every day there's something new happening. Come see outstanding 4-H and FFA livestock shows. Meet this year's royalty as they walk the fairgrounds and catch live music. Thursday evening with Owen Knapp at Emmer's Place Celebration. Friday brings the excitement of harness racing and pick a winner. And Saturday is packed with family fun with Kids Day, the Western Horse Show, drone demonstrations, and the always popular IPA tractor pull. So grab the gang and enjoy all your favorite fair activities at the Farmer City DeWitt County Fair. Visit farmercityfair.com for the full schedule. This message is brought to you by DeLand Farmers Grain, keeping farmers happy at harvest. With their speedy turnaround, you can return to the field quickly for your next load. And Gibson Area Hospital and Health Services, the model of excellence in community healthcare, providing personalized professional healthcare services to the residents of the communities they serve.
Here's Clinton Save-A-Lot owner Dave Jackson on how he works to save you money every day.
I know the retails at the stores in Decatur probably better than most of the people in the stores know. I monitor this closely so customers do not have to. And then you don't have to spend $40 or $30 driving round trip at 60 cents a mile to Decatur or Lincoln or Bloomington. That's real numbers. It's 60, 70 cents a mile to drive your car.
And as Clinton Save-A-Lot owner Dave Jackson always says,
hope to see you soon.
MR Systems Wireless is your local internet provider for Clinton and surrounding area. They have the products you want and the local service you deserve. MR Systems Wireless Internet service for home or business includes unlimited data, unlimited streaming, and unlimited calling. Plans start at just $48 a month and get a free Roku 4 lease with our media packages. Get the speed you need with MR Systems Wireless. Call them at 935-2100. That's 935-2100 for MR Systems Wireless.
You're listening to a best of segment of the WHOW Morning Show, brought to you by Peterson Insurance, your Pekin Insurance agent in Clinton. Again, this is a best of the WHOW Morning Show.
Your friend in Central Illinois. WHOW.
It's the WHOW Morning Show. I'm your host today, Ben Hubbard. The WHOW Morning Show streams to Facebook and YouTube, brought to you by Peterson Insurance, your Pekin Insurance agent in Clinton. My guest on the Zoom in this segment is Terry Casey, the director of the University of Illinois Extension in Logan, Menard, and Sangamon counties. Terry, the work never stops for the extension. How have you been handling the extremely busy season for you guys?
Oh, well, summer's prime time for us. I mean, we're always doing something, but you know, it's an extra amount of good times and fun in the summer because, of course, it's 4-H show season. But we also have our growing season, which works with our ag producers as well as our horticulturalists out there, our gardeners. So you're right, this is an exceptionally busy time for extension.
And it really takes a village, right?
Oh, yes, absolutely. All hands on deck.
So as we're talking about the busy season, like you said, it is 4-H show season, and you already have 2 out of 3 in your service area under your belt. So how were the Sangamon and the Menard 4-H shows, which took place just recently?
Yeah, no, everything, it was really great. Sangamon County, we thought we were going to have some really bad stormy weather. We dodged that.
Nice.
So it actually ended up being very, very nice. A little warm, but not this warm. But, you know, it was great. I think all in all, the kids had a great time. The families had a good time. And so that was very successful. And then when we look at Menard County, well, it was hot. It was a hot week last week. But we know that. All of us who've done that Menard County Fair enough, we know it's summer, it's Illinois, it's July. But boy, we really enjoyed the brand new show ring that they have set up over there. It was excellent facilities. Kudos to everybody involved in that and the Menard County Fair Board for such wonderful facilities and a real upgrade for the kids. So it was exciting to break that in and have that facility for the kids to show in. And now we're just looking forward to our dog show on Sunday. We have a dog show that's for all of the kids in our units. So it's Logan, Menard, and Sangamon County 4-Hers. So that's really exciting. Again, coming up on Sunday. And it starts at 10 a.m. And we're going to be doing it at Kenner's on 97. That's a facility. It's really dedicated to dogs and dog showing in Pleasant Plains. So that's going to be an exciting new opportunity for the kids to be at such a great facility, to showcase their dogs, the obedience. There's several different categories. I didn't know a lot about dogs and showing. I knew about dogs because I've always had dogs. I love my dogs. But I didn't understand the world of dog showing until I really got into this role. And it's really interesting. There are different classes. There's, of course, the beginners, the novice, going all the way up to an expertise. And these kids really work hard with their animals, and their dogs really work hard, right?
Yeah.
And so we call them a team, you know, they really are a team. Mm-hmm. And so when the highest scores get promoted to the Illinois State 4-H Dog Show, we're promoting a team because that dog's part of the team too.
Yeah.
And they do many, many hours of work with their beloved dog and really learn a lot about how to work together. They even have sections where they learn about hand signals, vocal commands. I really appreciate the work that these kids put into it, and to their mentors, and to our volunteers who help support these kids and learn. So what an amazing lesson in life to not only learn about the care of of a beloved pet and animal, but also to learn the responsibility of training. And it goes along with all of our project areas. But I just really had a chance to get in and enjoy that this time and really learn more about what these kids do to show those projects.
Yeah, definitely. So you mentioned that this is a new show that you guys are doing, right? So that must mean that it's kind of rising in popularity.
Well, we've done the dog show for many years.
My
but
mistake.
No, but we've done it. This is a new facility and a new opportunity. So I would say that it's like, I call it the upgrade, right?
Yeah.
So it kind of goes along with what you were saying, Ben. I think that there are, more families who are interested in dog shows and dog training. And I think, with these facilities popping up that are dedicated to dog shows, obstacle course, which is awesome. If you've ever seen that, it's fantastic. I think it speaks to the popularity of this with families and how, it's an opportunity for folks who maybe can't do traditional livestock. So they don't have the ability to have swine or cattle, most everybody can have a dog when it comes to space and those types of things. So I think this is a very accessible way for a lot of families to have that experience, that show experience. But man, the kids really, you learn so much from developing these skills that I think, once these kids get into it, you can really see how excited they are. And you can see how excited the dogs get so excited. That's probably their biggest challenge is to get them, calmed down and ready to go. But yeah, I do think that you're seeing more and more interest in folks taking this up as an interest for their families.
And I feel like that's one of those 4-H interest areas that just goes to show that it's about more than just agriculture, right? I mean, that's just your kind of your family household pet, but there's also your arts and your different things. That's more than just showing livestock.
Right. We love our livestock. It's like I say, it's the roots of what we do is our ag roots, and we love those. But I always say, and we have these other exciting opportunities for families who maybe can't do that because they don't have the opportunity. We know that livestock can be very expensive. It can be very challenging. So yeah, this is a way that 4-H opens up to just any family, and not just in our show world as far as animal shows. As you mentioned, the general project shows where kids can showcase their artwork or feature their project on electricity or their woodworking project or their robotics project or their rocket project. I mean, I tell families all the time who ask, I don't know if 4-H, if it's really right for my family or if it's the right fit. And I say, you know what? Is your child interested in anything? Because if your child has an interest in anything, we have a project for them. If they like bugs, we've got projects for kids who like bugs. If they like rocks, we've got projects for kids who like rocks. So really, it's an opportunity to expand those interests and also to look at new interests. I know the kids love being at the show because they like to see what the other 4-Hers are doing, and that inspires them. And oftentimes they try something that they may never have tried, and it may stick, and they may end up being someone who is a woodworker for life, or it might be something they tried once and said, I appreciate that. That's why I'm always going to hire a carpenter. So,
yeah,
it's those life lessons. And also it's not just about, the success. There's also the failures, when you're learning something new and you're trying something new, it's very rare that right out of the box, things are just going to go perfect. It takes what I call grit. And I think it's really important. 4-H is really good at helping kids develop that grit. To get through those times when I just don't know what to do, but I'm going to keep trying. I'm going to go back. I'm going to read the manual again, or I'm going to look for an adult who can help me. I think we really need that with our kids today. I think it serves them well.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. Before we move on to the upcoming Logan County Fair right around the corner, just one more time, give us the when and where for that dog show.
Yeah, of course, public's welcome to come check out the dog show. It's Sunday, July 26th. It starts at 10 a.m. and it's at Kenner's on 97, which is on State Route 97 near Pleasant Plains.
All right. Well, like we mentioned, the Logan County Fair coming right up. That is the weekend of August 3rd. And Terry, what makes the Logan County Fair special?
Oh, wow. Well, I would have to say we have a lot of 4-H participants in Logan County. We have a lot of, families who have been a part of Logan County 4-H for generations. So 4-H is very a deep part of Logan County and the Logan County Fair. That tradition runs very, very deep. And so that makes it very, very special. The fair, I believe, has been, going since 1936, and, 4-H has been a part of that from the beginning. And so, yeah, it's just, there's a lot of tradition and a lot of really, families who, we say bleed green, right? We don't mean John Deere green. We mean 4-H green.
Of course. Are you still in need of any volunteers for that show?
I think we were pretty good on that, but what we really would like is for people to come and see the kids' projects and to, experience what 4-H is. Maybe someone was a 4-H'er when they were young, and they would like to see, well, what's happening with 4-H today? What are the kids interested in today? How has the program, kind of changed? And of course, we've been around since 1914, so the program has evolved and changed. But the core of what Logan County 4-H or 4-H across the state is always there. And it's about that learn by doing model. A lot of what I just talked about with the kids showing their dogs, about learning perseverance, winning, but also sometimes learning to take loss gracefully. But just the time you spend with family, the time you spend with your fellow 4-Hers, those are lifelong connections and friendships that they make. And so I would love for the public to come and see how that part of 4-H is never diminished or changed at all. But what 4-H has done is looked at new opportunities for kids, like robotics, like dealing with computers, dealing with drones, dealing with rocketry, bringing in all of those new opportunities to get kids excited about the things that the future offers to them.
Definitely. I just gotta note that if you have never been to a 4-H show before, you will absolutely be surprised. If nothing else, you will be surprised by everything that's going on. It is absolutely nothing like what you could expect, with just the level that these kids are operating, like above where they might be. They're so sharp and just always so impressive. So very surprising every time.
I will say that's one of the things that I've noted in my years of working with 4-H is maybe the kids don't bring as many different projects as they used to, but the quality of the projects they bring are outstanding. I mean, like, you look at that and you can't believe that those projects were done by youth, let alone oftentimes the age of the youth.
Right.
And their ability, we do conference judging, which means that the 4-H'er sits with the judge, talks with them one-on-one about their project, explains, what they've learned, their process for doing that. So they're learning great interaction skills. They're also learning how to explain something to someone else. I mean, these are skills we used to take for granted, but I don't think we do anymore. I think we realize those are really important skills for a young person to develop. And, again, part of that learning process of interacting with the judges, it can be stressful. You can see the newbies, they get a little nervous, and my kids were in 4-H, so I know that. But when you see that smile, when they're done talking to that judge, and how their confidence is boosted and how they feel about being able to talk about their accomplishments. Once you see that, it really becomes addictive. You'll make a whole career out of it. I did.
Absolutely. Terry, we are a little overdue for a break. Is there anything that we missed on the 4-H show season, whether ones that already happened or ones that are upcoming?
Well, I'll just invite people to the general show on August 3rd at the Logan County Fairgrounds. All of those exhibits will remain on display throughout the Logan County Fair. So if you can't make it on Monday, go down and check out their exhibits at the show area. And then also we have a full slate of livestock shows running the entire county fair. So if anyone would like to know when those are, you can hit up our website, and that's extension.illinois.edu/LMS.
More to come on the WHOW Morning Show with Terry Casey, our guest on the Zoom, the director of the University of Illinois Extension in the Logan, Menard, and Sangamon counties on the WHOW Morning Show.
WHOW.
Let's check the markets on the RFD Radio Network. I'm DeLoss Yankee, and another move higher for grain and soybean futures. Corn was up Monday and Tuesday. Soybeans had gains of more than 20 cents Monday, gave back a little bit yesterday. We have September corn up a nickel, 457 3/4. December up 5 3/4, 481. March up 6, 497. August soybeans up a dime, 12.29 1/2. November up 8 1/4, 12.31. January up 8 1/4 at 12.45. August soybean meal up $5.50 a ton, 332.20. August soy oil up 33 at 74.63. And wheat for Chicago up 17, 695. KC September up 16 1/2, 749 1/2. Spring wheat's up 11 3/4, 716. The RFD Radio Network. This is
Chevrolet is the heartbeat of America, and now is the time to celebrate our nation's birthday in a new Chevrolet. This is Scott Baum from Baum Chevrolet Buick in Clinton and Farmer City, inviting you to come see our selection of Chevrolets, like the sporty Chevrolet Trax and the good-looking Trailblazer. We also have a good selection of Chevrolet Equinox and the full-size Traverse. Chevrolet, together let's drive. BaumChevyBuick.com, right from the start.
You're listening to a best of segment of the WHOW Morning Show, brought to you by Peterson Insurance, your Pekin Insurance agent in Clinton. Again, this is a best of the WHOW Morning Show.
Your friend in Central Illinois, WHOW.
It's the WHOW Morning Show. I'm your host today, Ben Hubbard. The WHOW Morning Show streams to Facebook and YouTube, brought to you by Peterson Insurance, your Pekin Insurance agent in Clinton. We continue with my guest on the Zoom, Terry Casey, director of the University of Illinois Extension in Logan, Menard, and Sangamon counties. And Terry, the busyness does not stop with the 4-H show. You guys have plenty of growing season and just summer-related webinars coming up. And the first one upcoming is this weekend, I think you said, is the GLP-1s webinar.
Yeah, we do have what a lot of folks are interested and have questions about GLP-1s, also known by the brand name Ozempic. It's a weight loss medication that's become extremely popular. And a lot of folks are curious about it, wanting to know, is this potentially something I want to talk to my doctor about? So this webinar is just going to give a brush up on things, let people kind of know an overview, some of the latest information and research, and that's on July 22nd. And it's from noon until 1 p.m. and it's online, so you can just tune in from anywhere, and it's 100% free. And at the seminar, you're going to learn about any potential side effects that are known at this time, questions about long-term use, because we know it's pretty new. So folks are, curious about what are the long-term implications, how the drug affects the body during and after treatment, and then also things about access, affordability, and then just people's different perspectives on weight and health. So a nice overview for folks who they're hearing about it, but they don't know a lot about it. They can learn a little more.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And that is coming up tomorrow. Put that on the calendar, that webinar. Terry, I moved into a house recently, and that means that I am mowing for the first time since I was probably in high school, I think. So I'm still getting back
used to it.
Swing of it, and you have a webinar coming up that seems like I should attend, all about our lawns. So let's dive into that one.
Well, yes. As you said, we're in the thick of summer, and things are growing. And for most of us, that means our lawns. And if you can mow them between the rains, or as I say, I've bailed my yard, I think, because it got so out of control. This is just a great webinar. It's on July 28th. It's from 1:30 to 2:30. Again, it's free. And it's just steps to good lawn care. And I think it also really looks at things you can skip, because I think a lot of folks think I have to fertilize 4 times a year, or I have to water every single day. And there's lots of social media advice out there about things to do with your lawn, of some of it of interesting, origin. So this is just going to break down research-based lawn care practices, things that we know you can, they've shown through science and studies, not just through people's thoughts and hopes and wishes and dreams. Because if I could have wished and dreamed my lawn to not have a bunch of dandelions in it, I would have done that a long time ago. But no, this is just kind of looking at things that actually have been proven to work, so people don't get frustrated trying the latest fad, what things truly matter, what are optional, and how to choose a lawn care that fits your goals, budget, and time. Because some folks, I have a retired brother-in-law, his lawn is his passion, right? And so he puts a lot of time into it, and that's great because that's something he has the ability to do. But some of us, we're working a lot. We're lucky to get out there. There's probably ways we could have a little bit less maintenance approach and still, have an attractive lawn. So I think this is going to be a great workshop for folks who are just trying to assess what they really need to care for their lawn and what they can practically do with their lifestyle.
Definitely. And I'm sorry to just move right along because we're running out of time here. But
I know.
In a similar vein is all series all about grass identification, Terry.
Yeah, well, we talked about grass. So now let's learn what grasses we're dealing with. So there's a 3-part series all about grass. And the series is run from 1 to 3 p.m. So it's an afternoon classes. The first one is July 28th. It's the basics of grass identification and looking at common woodland grasses. The second one is on July 29th, and it's identifying common prairie grasses that have been found and are found in the Midwest prairies. And the third one on July 30th is identification of common nuisance grasses, those things that we really don't want to deal with. And I tried to hope and wish a way out of my garden or my lawn, and it didn't work. So again, it's 3 workshops. You can attend one or all 3. They're from 1 to 3, and you can sign up online, and they're 100% free.
And for any of these webinars that you got going on, where can people go if they're not able to attend those?
Yeah, what I recommend folks do is go to our website, extension.illinois.edu/LMS, and go to our events tab, and you'll find these workshops and all kinds of other workshops and programs